So welcome students. In today's lecture we're gonna see the simulation of power converters. So this is a MATLAB window. So you can open the MATLAB just by searching MATLAB in your Windows from the run command. You can run the MATLAB. So this is the first window of your MATLAB simulation page. So here this is a command window and this one is a workspace where your variable will appear, and this is a location and the file of your current folder. That is, now the current folder was in power converters. These are the files, and here we have option for creating a new script function, figure, simulating model and all. Similarly, you can open already saved files here, and so now here we shall just open a new simulating model in order to create a power converter in MATLAB Simulink. So first step is to create a Simulink model from new to Simulink model. So this is a blank workspace for your Simulink. So here we have a library browser from where we will get the required blocks. For example, for mostly for electrical, we have our blocks in Simscape. In Simscape, inside Sim power system, inside that specialized technology. So here we will have most of the blocks. For example, take the fundamental blocks. We will have electrical sources, that is AC current source, AC voltage source, DC voltage source, three-phase source and all. Similarly, elements. So these are the elements. For example, it will cover transformer, inductance, and series RLC branch, series RLC load. So mostly we will use series RLC branch for our load purposes. So in order to add this to in a Simulink model, you can just press Ctrl I. So if you press Ctrl I, it will add to your Simulink model. Or simply you can drag and drop like this. Simply you can drag and drop, and you can add that, and simply you can select and you can delete the same. So if you just double click the block, you will have the properties of the block. So here the branch type is RLC. If I need only R load, I can select R alone, that is resistant alone. If I need RL load, I can select that also. So RL. So now I need a resistive load, for example R load. So now just resistance will come here. So similarly, you can search for example power electronics. So that is our field, right? So here we can select diode, so mainly for bridge rectifier, and thyristor, mainly for controlled and full control and controlled semi-controlled and full control converters. We need thyristor. Even you can use IGBT, MOSFET and all. So our main aim was to use diode and thyristor. Okay. Similarly, we have some measurements block, right? For measurement, here we have this one is for current measurement, voltage measurement. So instead of using voltmeter, ammeter, we can use current measurement and voltage measurement block. Similarly, this measurement is used to measure the average voltage, that is mean voltage. Average DC voltage we are measuring, right? So that can be measured using this block, using mean block. And similarly, RMS voltage or RMS current can be measured using RMS block. And then we will have more feature like solar and wind generation. Even you have electrical drives like AC drives, DC drives. Similarly, you have Simscape components and passive devices, semiconductors, sensor sources, etc. So most of the required blocks will appear in Sim power system under Simscape. So this one is a main for electrical engineers, and some common blocks are used here. So commonly used blocks, these are the common blocks. Okay. In this one, we'll use sources for getting sine wave or getting pulse generator. Okay. And similarly, sinks were mainly for display of your output and display of your waveform, that is scope. So I'm adding scope here. If you double click the scope, just a minute, it will take some time. So this is similar to your monitor. So here your graph will appear by the settings. By clicking the settings, you can change the number of axes. So here number of axes 1. If I want, I can change it to 3 or 2, anything. so it will get splitted. So if I want to give the input waveform here, the output voltage and output current here, we can make use of the scope as a 3 axis. So the connection is nothing but similar to just drag and drop. That's all, nothing but just you have to connect 2 points. So here you can't connect the scope. For that I will add some basic things like in power system, from the just adding an electrical source from AC voltage source. Okay, from AC voltage source I am adding to a resistor. From resistor I am again adding that to a branch, and I want to measure the voltage across the resistor. Okay, so the same as your voltmeter, you have to connect this across the load. Okay, from the voltage I can give that to block. So in AC current, sorry, this is current source, we can change it to voltage source. Now the connection is over. So if you double click any block, you will get the properties. So here the peak amplitude is 100. Okay, frequency they have given us 60. So for us it's 50 hertz. For us peak amplitude is 30 into root 2, 1.414. Okay, so if I just run, if I want to run, before that I can do this resistor as 100 ohm. Okay, so here we have option for run. In order to run a simulation, you have to press this button, and this is for the simulation time. So how many second simulation has to run? So for example, I am taking here as 0.1 second, just 0.1. So before running the simulation, we have to add another block, that is power GUI block. Just a minute. So we have to add this power GUI block. So in order to measure the steady state voltage, steady state current values, and to do some steady state measurements, we need this block. So without this block, the simulation won't run. So if you run the simulation, so we can see the output waveform. This is similar to your DSO. So here the output is nearly 300. The peak is nearly 300. So it is not a huge sign due to some pitches. Okay. So this is how running a sample simulation. So now we will move to our topic. Okay, that is working of a diode bridge rectifier in simulation. Okay, so this is a circuit diagram for your diode bridge rectifier. So before that, I will show the original circuit diagram. So this is a circuit diagram which we draw in simulation. So for that we need a AC supply, and we need a 4 diodes, D1, D3, D4, D2, and then a resistive load. Okay, so the same was drawn here. So an AC voltage source and 4 diodes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a load. So I have added a current measurement to measure the output current, the voltage measurement to measure the average DC voltage across your load, and then I need to measure the AC voltage also. For that I have put on voltage measurement. From there we are giving the AC voltage, input AC voltage, and output DC voltage and DC current to the scope. So in the monitor we will see the waveform of your input AC voltage, output DC voltage, output DC current. Okay, so first of all we will see peak amplitude is 325, that is 230 into root 2, and our frequency is 50 hertz. Okay, here I have chosen the load as 100 ohm. So if I run the simulation, so this is our output. Okay, so here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cycles. For a single cycle the time period is 0.02 seconds, that is 20 milliseconds. Then we have taken the time as 0.1, so we have totally we have 5 cycles. So you can see, just I will zoom it to only one cycle here. Okay, we will start from this point to, start from this 0 to, we take to a single cycle alone. So this is a complete one cycle. So you can see from this point to this point positive off, which is rectified, and getting the output voltage like this one. So after this point, from this one to this one, the negative off is rectified and we are getting a positive waveform. So the peak voltage you can see here, right? So this is the peak voltage. By zooming the y-axis, we can see it is nearly 325. Okay, so 325 is the peak voltage here. So similarly, we can see the same for here. Just to zooming the y-axis, using this one. This is for zooming the y-axis. This is for zooming the x-axis, and this is for auto scale. So we are getting the output voltage nearly 324 compared to your input voltage. Similarly, we have chosen the resistance value as 100. Okay, so that is V by R. I is equal to V by R. So here the peak is nearly 324. Then we will get the peak current as 3.24. So again I am zooming here. So we will get the output current as nearly 3.35. So by zooming here, the voltage will be like this. So 323.5. So divided by 100, which will give 3.235. So this is the peak voltage and peak current. So this is the original waveform. So we can run it for whatever may be second. So if I want to run it for 1 second, I can run that same. So here that 1 second just get you the number of seconds, that is in x-axis. The time is equal to time in terms of second. That is here we have given us 1 second. If I want to just zoom some of the time period, so from 0.1 to 0.2, you can zoom it here. No, if you want to just zoom it for 3 cycles, sorry, for 0.3 seconds, you can zoom it like this. And similarly, you can zoom the y-axis also. Okay, so this is how getting the output waveform. So if I want to know the average DC voltage, so I can add a block, so which we saw in the measurements, right? In measurements we have mean. We can add the mean here. Okay, so we are now we are going to measure the average DC output voltage. In order to display the value, I need the display component. For that we need that to in a sync. So in sync we have display component. So just I adding the display here. So just adding the same here. Okay, so now I am running the simulation. So you can see the average output voltage is 215.8. That is, if you compare the value with the formula, that is average DC output voltage of diode which divides 2 Vm by pi. So if you calculate here, so 2 into Vm, that is 325 divided by pi, 3.14. So nearly 207. So here we are getting nearly 215.8. So that is our DC voltage. Okay, so this is a simulation of normal single phase diode bridge rectifier. Next video we will see how to construct a single phase full converter step by step, and we will run the same for R load and R load. So thank you guys.